Hello, welcome back to our playthrough, playing as European Wrestling All-Stars in the CornellVerse. And you have joined us for our second event with me in charge. It is EWA Madness in Munich. Taking place tonight in, get this, Munich. Yeah. Just as because I'm not going to go through the whole what am I booking, like who am I signing thing now. So you're only going to get results from this point. Now, I haven't even given you the dark matches. So if you stick around till the end, when we go through the overall rating, I'll show you what I did in the dark matches. But yeah, cool. Because it's a little bit of a hint for the future. But yes, so just as a nice little uh, Easter egg for myself and to give me a starting screen, what I did is I just gave Stan the Smog a voiceover gimmick where he's just here rated on like announcing or whatever. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it's rated on something just to like. I imagine Stan the Smog's just gonna like have an opening video at the beginning of every event, and he's just gonna be the voiceover to save a bit of money. Like it's me, obviously. So yeah, whatever. It's just gonna say what the matches are tonight. He's not actually part of the show. Don't worry, I'm not making myself the main character on the shows as well. I'm the main character in this YouTube series, so I don't need to. Right, so let's go through the event then. And we're going to open up with Magnus Cage versus PT Barnes. Now, PT Barnes has been recommended to me as like really good in ring, and obviously Magnus Cage has this storyline going on where he's the next big thing, Young Wrestler of the Year award, and all that good stuff. And he's, as we saw last time, go back and watch the first episode of this series if you don't know this storyline is going on. He came out after Bret Hart match and he basically said, I'm coming for that Intercontinental title, but I'm not telling you when. And he's going, you're no longer relevant. I'm the Young Wrestler of the Year. You're not. You were last year's news. I am going to take everything. So he's just out here. He makes his entrance. He comes out first. He's all arrogant looking. He's cock of the walk kind of thing. And then out comes P.T. Barnes, who's another young wrestler, very talented. And we're just going to have a nice, fun match. And I gave them time. I gave them 15 minutes. And as you can see, they've pretty much delivered. This is I've told them to go all out here. I just want them to have the best match possible. And they did. They got 52. With Magnus going over with a diving inverted bulldog. Whole point of this is I just wanted to see what P.T. Barnes could do because he did okay in his tag match last time. And I wanted to give him a good opponent, Magnus. And Magnus needs to have good matches to build up his momentum heading into the eventual showdown with Bret Hart. So it did exactly what I wanted it to do. And I could just imagine the commentators kind of going like, oh, we should be talking about P.T. Barnes a bit more because it's a bit back and forward this. He's a surprising Magnus Cage. And then after the hard-fought victory, Magnus gets to celebrate. And he can look into the camera and say, Young Wrestler of the Year, I'm coming for you, Bret Hart. Class. Great. First match went really well. Then we're going to get a segment. Masters of Evil are going to come out, but not in full strength. Missing is the Witch Doctor. He's not here at the moment. Had to use the Witch Doctor, I'm afraid. With that gimmick, I need to find somewhere for him. Really, I need to free some spots on. And even though his picture's there, Crusher von Steinberg, who is the leader of the Masters of Evil, is not there. They're all going to stand in the ring. Eva Berlin, the manager, going to be at front and centre. And she's going to cut a very cryptic promo. She's going to say, Crusher von Steinberg has failed. At his feet, he had the opportunity to end Cruge the Revenger's reign and bring the EWA Universal Championship into the crypt of the Masters of Evil. He failed. Not only in victory, but also in his role as the leader of the Masters of Evil. This failure will not be accepted, and if Crusher von Steinberg wants to be redeemed, we demand a sacrifice. From this day, I will be the acting taskmaster of these souls before you. And then she's going to turn to Demolition Drebin, who, I'll talk about him later because he's got a match, but big guy, he's like, what, 6'7", I think it says in the data, something like that, big lad, turns to Demolition Drebin. She says, Demolition Drebin, tonight you will have your test. So I will allow you to leave this ring. Leave us now and prepare your mind and body for your test. Bows his head. Big step over the top rope. Just make him look intimidating, please. Walks to the back. And then she turns to Kronos the Conqueror. I don't know why I said it in that accent. And she says, Kronos, on your shoulders lies our future. And you must deliver. Do not fail like Crusher von Steinberg failed. You have an opportunity now to prove yourself. And you will prove yourself alongside your student, the Colossus. Now, currently, he's called Colossal Carl, and I don't know about you, but I think that sounds lame. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm renaming him the Colossus, just so he fits a little bit more. And good. Crowd's getting hot. Crowd's getting white hot, which is a bit dangerous. We'll see. Didn't expect them to get white hot off this. I actually didn't think this would be that good, but 39's not bad for my level. And I might need to calm them down after this because he's a big old tag match. Got like my two biggest faces in there as a tag team. So you can imagine after that cryptic promo, music hits, out comes Paolo Gandolfini, who's like my top guy at this point. And he said last time, New Year's Smash, I'm going to cut the head off the snake. I can't be champion again until these Masters of Evil guys are gone. So I'm going to help Cruz. I'm going to help him take out the Masters of Evil. So he's going to come out, very popular, so the crowd cheering, and then he turns, and who comes out? Who's his tag partner? But the mighty Hercules, who's currently, obviously, you know his storyline, and his brother is in the title match tonight. That would have been covered in the voiced over. But yeah, he's going to come out. The commentator's like, well, he's not done with his brother. Don't forget that. He's not done with his brother. But he is going to join Paolo tonight to take on Colossal Conquest of the Masters of Evil. And yeah, we're going to have a mighty match. It's going to be mainly Paolo doing the heavy lifting here. Hercules is going to be quite well protected. He's going to come in at some point. He's going to get like hot tag and he's going to run through people because he's a beast, Hercules. But then something happens. Bam Bam Johansson shows up, his brother. And it's when the referee's turned a little bit so the referee doesn't see it, but he's just going to slam Hercules' head into the post, and he's going to look like he's going to get on top of him. But Hercules, he's a tough mother, is just going to start fighting back, and they're going to fight up the way at the back. It's going to look quite even. They're going to fight way there, and he's going to leave Gandolfini in the middle of the ring, and the numbers game is going to get to him. He's going to get caught by Kronos the Conqueror. He's going to give him a Titanic Slam, who I don't know what that would be. Some kind of big power slam, I guess. Like maybe like what like fucking back the old school power slam, not where it's over the shoulder, but it's like a scoop slam, and they just fucking come down with it like that. And that's how he's going to win. I put Eva Berlin feed there. Probably some kind of distraction. It went through my head then, probably. And she did good work at the ringside too. Good. But yeah, that's good. Kronos the Conqueror just picked up a victory against Paolo Gandolfini. And it's not going too well, is it, for Paolo? Which is then going to go to our next bit. After the match, everything's cleared. we didn't see what happened with Bam Bam and Hercules, did they? They went at the back. Well, imagine Bam Bam walking back out and he's dragging Hercules, and Hercules is battered, he's down, he's out cold, he's frozen down on the stage. And there was a Bam Bam Johansson angle idea that this is connected to, and that angle idea has unfortunately failed. It was a gamble, but I just thought 2 minute segment worth going for it to see if it boosts Bam Bam a little bit, boosts the storyline a little bit. Although I'm pretty sure at this point that old brother storyline that started white hot is definitely lost heat, which makes me think I probably should have just ended it in the last show, but I need more hot storylines. I don't have enough, so I don't want to just give that one away. Maybe in the future. But yeah, throws Hercules down, stands over him, looks proud, and then Byron's going to quickly run out with, like, I could be there as well. Just some staff members to help out Hercules. Centre at the back. We're told Bam Bam is going to go for the Universal title tonight against Cruz. Up next, now I really couldn't fit in a tag title match, unfortunately. I just haven't got that many exciting tag teams. The tag teams I'm excited about aren't ready for the main card, unfortunately. So what I thought would be good is, since at New Year's Bash or New Year's Smash, I can't remember what it was called. Smash, right? It was Nicholas and Ulf, who are Hammer and Anvil, defending their belt against the team of Lothar Prime and Dylan Drama. Prime Drama. And there was a little bit of miscommunication going on, and that's what actually led to the victory of Hammer and Anvil. To be specific, Dylan tagged out and then disappeared, didn't really get back in. And we're going to have it now where, okay, singles match off the back of that. Maybe you could add a stipulation where Lothar feels like maybe him and Dylan have sorted it out now, and he feels like they just deserve another opportunity. So the stipulation maybe is, if Lothar can beat Nicholas here, they'll get a rematch for the tag titles. And Dylan Drama's going to be at ringside. Nicholas's brother Ulf is going to be at ringside as well. They're not brothers, actually, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. They're just tag partners. And also them, it turns out they have a manager. I didn't realise before, but they do have a manager. So they're at ringside too. And we're going to get another miscommunication. So this time, what I would like to see throughout the match is Dylan is finding his own self, where he's just a bit arrogant and he's getting in people's faces. Maybe he's trying to like mouth off to Ulf on the outside, Nicholas' tag partner, and Lothar has to kind of go, because Lothar's like quite a serious guy. He's like a Dan Severn type. So he's constantly going out there and going, no, stay in our corner. Stay in our corner. Stop getting involved. I'm trying to win us this here. I'm trying to get us another opportunity. And this is just going to be one distraction too many. It's going to allow Nicholas to get on top. Towards the end of the match, Dylan is going to see an opportunity to get involved. He might do something cheeky, like maybe Nicholas goes for the pin and he actually puts Lothar's boot on the bottom rope or something. Just something cheeky, even though he's the face in this. And then it's a little bit of distraction. He goes in. He might grab a belt, throw it in for Lothar. But then Nicholas is going to get to it first, hits Lothar with it, and that's going to be the pinfall. Nicholas picks up the victory. Sears picks up the victory with a high knee there, but yeah, you can just do the title belt. Ignore this, it doesn't know what it's talking about. And that allows us to advance that storyline, building towards the eventual turn, maybe, of Dylan Drama, and Lothar not being happy with him. It also keeps the tag champions winning. It'll be nice. I'll give them a tag title defense next time. It's just a shame. It's hard when there's not many tag teams. I'm not turning him yet, though. It's coming. Following this, and really happy with that, we've got a women's title match. Now, in looking for opponents, I have someone on the roster I overlooked before, Serena Ventura, who's actually very popular, quite over in the region, and she's got this homegrown star gimmick. So she's actually from from Germany. So for the cases of this, I'm going to say she's from Munich, to be exact. Hometown hero. And she's in here to have a match. And it's going to be quite a competitive match. And Zofia, who's really, really cool, is going to pick up the victory with a knockout head kick. And then show a little bit of respect afterwards. So that's going to be a nice, straightforward match. Straightforward title defense for Zofia. And we'll obviously also mention that certain people have taken interest in Zofia now, and the women's division is really hotting up. There's a lot of people who are waiting, ready and waiting for a chance to fight Zofia, and Zofia is welcoming all comers. Following this, just to calm the crowd a little bit, we're going to have that match with Demolition Drebin, and he's going to go against someone called Eugen Semper, who, if you watched last week's video, I put in a dark match, and he actually didn't do too badly. So I thought, you know what, let's get this guy on the main card. And here's the match. It's going to be not a squash. It's going to be about 6 minutes long, so that went 6:13. And it's more about getting Demolition Drebin over. Only so much you can do when it's a calm the crowd match, but just look dominant. But Eugen Semper is going to get some offense in. Eugen has like this a striker sort of style from the looks of things, so he's going to hit Drebin hard. He's not a small guy either, so he's going to look all right next to him. Yeah, just a little bit of competition, but ultimately it's going to be Drebin who's going to pick up the victory with a choke slam, and that keeps Drebin victory. And since that was his test, as Eva put forward, he's passed his test. What does this lead to for him? Who knows, but he's still in good graces of the Masters of Evil. Coming up next, we've got the Intercontinental title match, and we have a debut, actually. Michael Gregory I've signed, who appeared in my creative meetings like Hidden Gems, and it turns out he's actually quite well known. He's one of my rivals as champions. I think he was their main champion, the European champion, and he was available, so you know what, I signed him. I mean, he looks like he's decent. So he makes his debut, makes his entrance, and then his opponent, Bret Heartbreak. You can have like commentators saying, oh, Gregory's a champion elsewhere, he's a champion of Europe, and it's great to now have him in the European Wrestling All-Stars, because we are an all-star company, we have all the biggest stars, so we had to invite him. But he said, maybe we do something like, he said he was only going to appear in EWA if he was given a title shot. So this is just that, and he deserves it. So I know he hasn't worked for us before, but still, let's justify the title match. But yeah, Bret Heartbreak's going to make his entrance with title, and as he's like doing the whole middle rope, show off the title kind of thing, Michael's going to get on the mic. He's going to cut the music off. And I've wrote the promo out here, so let me kind of give you my take. This is not the gimmick I would choose for myself, obviously. But yeah, this is kind of the style I want him to do. I'm sorry, Heartbreak. I'm going to have to cut off that terrible music of yours, because it's time to bring the lights up and let the women in the room take a look at what a real man looks like. For those who don't know, they call me the ladies' favourite. But that's their name for me. I would like a different name for myself. If I could choose, I think something like The Champ would suit me a whole lot better. He's in the ring at this point. He's just facing down Bret. Now, I know you're getting used to being outshined, Heartbreak. I know you're no longer the next big thing. I know Magnus Cage has taken that Best Young Wrestler award off you. But I'm afraid it's going to get worse. Because tonight, on my debut in fact, I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to take that one thing you've got left. I'm going to take from you the EWA Intercontinental Championship. And by the end of tonight, oh, you won't just see me strap that gold around my sexy waist. No, you're also going to hear every woman in this room squealing, Michael Gregory. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a dickhead. That's what we want. We want to go, all right, who's this fucking dickhead? Basically. Actual heel. The lady's favourite is his gimmick as well. So that is kind of what I've devised as his character. So I've just kind of done that. It's a Rick Rude type is what's going through my head. But yeah, then we're going to get a match. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to go. Just a bit of background. Bret Heartbreak was in the booking team. When I've gone to look at the booking sort of team makeup, turns out he's not great at booking. So I got rid of him from the booking team and replaced him with someone else. Someone who might actually surprise you. I won't reveal who yet. But yeah, it pissed him off. So he's now annoyed in morale, and so is the owner Byron. So I'm playing with danger here because I wanted to take away Bret Heartbreak's booking credentials. He's no longer in the booking team, but I'm hoping I can get him back to normal. Hopefully it's a temporary thing. But let's see how this match goes. That's great. No, that's perfect. That's great. I think my average last time was like in the 40s, wasn't it? So I might be towards 50s. I've got a few high segments now. This is good. So great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Good news. In 10 minutes 16, Bret Heartbreak successfully defends the title with a heart attack. Defense number 10. And it doesn't say here. Somewhere around here. Magnus Cage should be at ringside. Yeah, so what I've set it as is I imagine mid-match, Magnus is going to come out. But he had this hard match, doesn't he? So he wants to be selling that. So maybe towel, ice on his neck, maybe. He's like, he's just going to take a seat on the stage. I imagine just sort of sitting with his legs dangling off the stage. Just like, I'm going to take a closer look at this. So he's not going to get involved. Bret Hartbreak's going to notice him, and there's going to be a little bit of a, not like face-to-face interaction, but just sort of an acknowledgement, and maybe Magnus stands up at that point and goes like, yeah, I'm the next big thing. You're not. You're yesterday's news. And yeah, so what I imagine the finish will be is Bret Heartbreak hits the heart attack, turns Michael Gregory around so that when he pins him, he's facing down Magnus. He's just looking, not taking his eyes off Magnus. He's kind of going, you might interfere at any time, so I'm going to stare you right out. Get a pin. 1, 2, 3. How about that? But yeah, just another competitive match. I'm hoping you can probably, you don't have to be a booking mastermind to work out what I'm doing here. We're going to eventually have Bret Hartbreak defending against Magnus. So I just want to make sure both guys have an opportunity to do as much as they can and build some heat. And then hopefully both have had decent matches tonight. So hopefully that's like a match that could steal the show. That's my hope. Okay, coming next, we've got a tag match. Now, for those that watched last week's, this was a 6-man tag. They both had an extra tag partner in their teams in the dark match, and it actually got a decent rating, and the girls did really good individual performances. So since they're part of my main story with Zofia, I wanted to give them a chance to do that on the main card, and it looks like they delivered once again. So the story in this match is both tag teams, the Viper Squad and the Dublin Gals, appeared during Zofia's title match last time, and here's them just eliminating each other from the competition, essentially. And I don't know how this will work. It's only 8 minutes long. They do their stuff. It's hard obviously not knowing who the women are. They're all made up, what styles they are. But yeah, they do what they're doing. I imagine the Viper Squad to basically be Paige and her mum. So, like Saraya Knight and the other Saraya Knight, Sweet Saraya. So yeah, so I imagine that's the kind of vibe I get, even though they're not technically related. But in the end, Blair Corrigan, who is the brunette on the Dublin Girls team, picks up the victory against Maisie Laurels, who's the one with purple hair. And she wins with a top rope leg drop for quite a competitive match, but she's come out with a victory. and the music's playing and they're celebrating, but then the music cuts off and we hear the music of Zofia Yankovic. And Zofia doesn't have great talking ability, so I kept it really simple here. She's going to walk out. She's going to get in the ring. She's going to nod, almost in approval, at Blair. Blair's going to step forward, so they're really close here, and Zofia's going to lift the title. Blair's going to smile, she's going to nod, and there's going to be a look of acknowledgement on Zofia's face. The commentators can fill the rest in. If it's not obvious, Zofia seems to be impressed, and she's laid down the gauntlet. Do you want the next shot? And Blair's gone, yeah, I want the next shot. So yeah, really good. That'll be my next match, basically. Next event, we're going to have a title match, Blair versus Zofia, and hopefully that gets a good rating too. They're doing quite well, the women on this. That's why I'm not scared to book 2 or even more women's storylines now, because it seems to be going quite well. Which takes us to our main event. Now, this could have been better, but I've mentioned this before. A bit iffy at the moment with the main event scene. It seems to just be mainly big lumbering guys. So I really need to change the makeup there. But I can't do that until I finish off some storylines. Cruz is in the storyline with Masters of Evil. Bam Bam is in the storyline with Hercules. So now they're just going to clash. Now, the other danger in this is Bam Bam can't actually go along. If it's more than 6 minutes, I get a stamina warning. So I'm going to have to talk to him about this. I'm going to see if I can get him increased stamina. Just so I can use him in bigger matches. Otherwise, he's just going to become unusable. And at the same time, he's not a great influence backstage. So Bam Bam needs to start putting in some good performances if I need to want to keep him around. But yes, I've set this as a wild brawl just to go for both of their strengths. Not that it saved much of the ring. Not bad. It's still in the greens, isn't it? So I'm still happy with that. Yeah, just over 6 minutes. And the match is going to end because Hercules is going to show up. He's recovered. He's back here. He does something to cost Bam Bam. It's going to lead to the first powerbomb. Cruz is going to pick up the victory. And Bam Bam, human, is going to go to the back. He's going for Hercules. But obviously, we don't know what happened after that. This fight is not over. Which is another defense number 2 for Cruz. And then Byron is going to come out. Byron is going to come out. He's on just around the stage and area. He says, "You stay right there, champ. I need you to hear this. I know you want to tear Kronos apart. You've wanted to do that for a while. And believe me, he wants to do the same to you as well. But there is a time and a place. I'm done. I'm done with this. As commissioner, I can't have this path of destruction you've been leaving. I can't. I need to think about the referees. I need to think about the staff. I need to think about these people. It's becoming a liability. So if this is going to end, like I say, there is a time and a place. And that is March 4th at March for Victory. This is it. It's Kronos the Conqueror versus Cruz the Revenger for the EWA Universal Championship. Let's end this. And there you go. We've got a main event. Finally. Kronos versus Cruz. Let's see if we have enough to end that storyline, because it's not appealing to me, that storyline, so I kind of want to get it over with. So let's see if we can do it. All right, we're going to finish the show there then. And 48. I had a hope it would be in the 50s, but I guess not. Just so you know what my pre-show was. I've got Stuart Wilson, who lost last week in the 6-man, wrestled Ulf Horst, who was the other the other half of the tag team champions. I just thought since he was going to be at ringside, may as well give him a match. I thought Stuart Wilson, fine. Witch Doctor, I still want to use him, so I'm still going to keep him in matches. But he was against Eric Future, who's actually P.T. Barnes' tag partner, so I'm just keeping people around. And the other match there, Apocalypse Riders, who's my demolition, as you know, Valhalla Born. If you have been playing the CornellVerse, you won't know who that is, because that's my team I've made. There is a wrestler. Let me find it, actually. Hang on. Okay, so there was a wrestler in my creative in the Hidden Gem section called Forsten Sigurdsson. And I looked at his skills and stats, and it was like, yeah, he's all right. Looks like I can use him, but I'd have to see if I can get a spot for him. I shortlisted him just so I can keep updates. And he actually got released. He got fired. But it didn't say why. So I don't know if that's like hidden. I'm not allowed to see it. But yeah, he got fired. So I thought, you know what? Let's bring him in because he had like decent skills. He's not unpopular. He's popular in Iberia. That's like got a spillover, so I can sort of do something with him. And he also had this Viking berserker gimmick. He had like this Viking look. And I remembered there was a jobber basically on my roster that I haven't had use for. And it's Hat for Melstead, who had this Icelandic warrior gimmick. And that just made sense for me. This 6'7", 304-pound ripped Icelandic, who's only 19 years old, still in his Young Ireland stage. And this 6'6", 296 powerhouse, who's 23 years old. Do they not work as a Viking tag team? So I've made it happen. They are now in a tag team called Valhalla Born. And I think I could do something with that. It's another potential foil for you know what? The Apocalypse Riders, who I would really like to get over. Unfortunately, they're just currently not very well known. Yeah, and yeah, nice. Another tag team with hand that I can build up. But yeah, that's a little bit of creativity from me, and I'm very happy with that. I wonder if there's any more people in gems. I think I've already noticed most of these, and I've added them to the shortlist. I'm not just going to bring in everyone. I'm going to only try and fill spots if I can see a spot for it. So, like, I saw a way to utilize someone on my... I need more tag teams, and I found a way to utilize someone else on my roster. So I obviously went get him in to do the Viking tag team. And same with Michael, who wrestled Brett Heartbreak. I needed an opponent for Brett, and I was just lacking them. So I thought he would be a good opponent for one night. And he actually did quite well, did all right on the mic, so I can try and find other uses for him. But yeah, that's great. So my next event is going to be March Towards Victory. And what a logo. So we already know some of the matches. Main event, Kruj versus Kronos. Finally, we're going to see that. Zofia is going to defend against Blair. Awesome. And what else would you like to see? Open to ideas. But yeah, I think I've got some irons in the fire. Still got that brother storyline, the Dylan drama, Prime storyline's going to go on. Yeah, I think I'm happy with what the product's looking like at the moment. So great. Thanks very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next week.